This is Viola Grace with What's in the Horizon on the 2014 Horizon Report. In the 1 year or less category, you have the flipped classroom and learning analytics. With the flipped classroom, you basically have teachers giving lessons through videos at home, and the actual homework that was usually done at home, frustrating parents, is now done in the classroom. So the teacher gets to have more interaction with the students. It's a really great program. You can use any tools for lectures. You can use videos, podcasts, ebook content, collaborating with peers, or general internet searches. Kids can do just about anything to cover these concepts. They don't have to sit and watch boring videos at home, and it doesn't have to be long, extensive videos. Just to cover the basic content so that the students have a general understanding when they come into class. There are several benefits to a flipped classroom. Some of my favorites, there's so much increased personal instruction. Students don't have to struggle anymore with trying to do it on their own, or with parents who weren't there for the lectures and aren't really sure of what's going on. Students get to work a lot more on projects and hands-on learning. They don't have to sit through lectures in class. They're actually getting to utilize all the materials that the teacher has. They can do guided and group work. The teacher can help them individually, or they can work in groups so that they can understand the material much better. And then there's that no confusing homework, so that parents don't have to deal with that. And being a parent myself, that's a problem a lot of times. In my future classroom, I would really like to replace our morning work time. Every classroom that I've been in has that period in the morning where students are trying to get money turned in, teacher is taking roll, and kids are unpacking, and I think this would be a great time for the students to be doing that. They could actually work in groups and kind of get that out of the way, and that takes the burden off of the parents having to make sure that they have time to do it at home. Next up, we have learning analytics. They use the big data, a science that was originally used by business to analyze commercial activities, identify spending trends, and predict consumer behavior. The rise of the internet drove research into big data and metrics, as well as the proliferation of web tracking tools, enabling companies to build vast reserves of information so they can study and apply their marketing campaigns. So now we're using this in the learning system. Learning analytics research uses data analysis to inform decisions made on every tier of the educational system. For educators and researchers, learning analytics has been a crucial thing to gaining insights about student interaction with online text and courseware. Students are beginning to experience the benefits of learning analytics as they engage with mobile and online platforms that track data to create responsive, personalized learning experiences. The benefits of learning analytics, like I just said, educators are gaining insights about students' interactions. They know what's going on. They know how well they're doing in their work. The students get a personalized learning experience. Their lessons are built for them. They don't have to wait on their peers to catch up, or work hard to catch up to their peers that are way out of sight. Everyone gets a personalized learning experience. In the 3 to 5 years report, you have 3D printing and games and gamification. 3D printing, known in the industrial circle as rapid prototyping, 3D printing refers to technologies that construct physical objects from three-dimensional digital content, such as 3D modeling software, computer-aided design tools, computer-aided tomography, and X-ray crystallography. A 3D printer builds a tangible model or prototype from the electronic file, one layer at a time, through an extrusion-like progress using plastics and other flexible materials, or an inkjet-like process to spray a bonding agent onto a very thin layer of flexible powder. These deposits created by the machine can be applied very accurately to build an object from the bottom up, layer by layer, with resolutions that even in the least expensive machines are more than sufficient to express a large amount of detail. I just can't imagine what these 3D machines can do. I think that would be something excellent to be able to print something in 3D for my students to use. In my classroom, I think to have 3D science models would be just the greatest idea. I think that's an excellent way for the students to really grasp the concepts of the sizes of the things that we learn in science. Next up, we have games and gamification. The games, as tablets and smartphones have proliferated, desktop and laptop computers, television sets, and gaming consoles are no longer the way to connect with other players online. Making gameplay a portable activity that can happen in a diverse array of settings, gameplay has long since moved on from solely being recreational and has found considerable traction, in the words of commerce, productivity, and education, as a useful training and a motivation tool. Lots of kids are using games. Kids use games for everything. I have a 5-year-old and a 10-year-old, and we play games for multiplication tables, for writing letters, adding and subtracting. There are tons and tons of free gaming things out there. We can download from the Google Play, the App Store, Amazon. There are several different things. A lot of kids have tablets and things now. A lot of schools are getting iPads and different tablets in their classrooms. The teachers have them, so they're set up in a lot of centers, and having this content free is amazing. I plan to use these tablets and computers in my classroom to the best of my abilities. I've seen too many of them stuffed over in the corners because the teachers don't know how to use them. I think it's a shame, and I think we can do a lot more with them. In my future classroom, I plan to use a lot of technology. Now, in the 4 to 5 years Horizon Report, we have two different topics to discuss. We have the quantified self and virtual assistants. First up, we're going to talk about the quantified self. Quantified self describes the phenomenon of consumers being able to closely track data that is relevant to their daily activities through the use of technology. What they're going to use here is data tracking. Basically, we have all of these different devices, watches, wristbands, and necklaces that are already out there, and they're tracking our every movement. People are using these for diet, exercise, and healthy living, and to keep them on schedule. These things are going to be able to be used in the education system, and as more people rely on their mobile devices to monitor their daily activities, data is becoming a larger part of everyday life. So the teachers are going to use this to track where the students are in their progress and what they're doing. That's in our 3 to 5 year range, along with the virtual assistants. Virtual assistants, we have things like Siri that are already en route. We already use Siri to tell us where to go. A voice recognition system and gesture-based technology advanced and more recently converged. We are quickly moving away from the notion of interacting with our devices via a pointer and keyboard. Virtual assistants are credible extensions of work being done with natural user interfaces, and the first examples are already on the marketplace. So we already have Siri and things like that. They all run off of the voice recognition and gesture-based technologies. You tell the thing what you're looking for, and in my future classroom, I really feel like it would be a great thing to research. I think the students being able to talk and tell it what they need is a great asset. And that's the end of my report.